Welcome back, Tina Marie.
Thank you for
Tell
having
us a
me.
little bit about what you want to share about yourself and then why you picked this recipe.
What do I want to share about myself? Well, I'm a friend of yours.
Well, I would say the fact that you used to never cook and now you're like full tilt on. I mean, quite literally, the first thing you did on this cooking show was a grilled cheese sandwich because that was the only thing you were comfortable making.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yep.
that gives a big tear to my eye that you have. The point of the show is to help people capture the joy and love of cooking and not lose cooking traditions, simple
Yeah.
things, what I think is simple, you might not think is simple, and vice versa. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
Well,
this is
I
a
grew
really
up
easy
with,
recipe. And you're like, no, this is complicated for me.
yeah. Well, I grew up having home cooked meals by my grandmother who lived down the street. We're Polish Catholic Chicagoans. And she would start at 10 a.m. every day from scratch. Everything was from scratch. If it was
She
noodles, if
slept
it
in till
was bread.
10 a.m. What kind of Polish mother is
Well,
she?
no, she woke up early, but she would start prepping for dinner that would be served at 5. Like it
Oh,
was an
okay.
all day thing.
Well,
And when she would try to teach me, or my mom would try to teach me, they weren't really great at it, and it caused
they made you
anxiety
feel
for
bad
me.
that you weren't learning to
Like,
cook
that's not how
enough.
you do it, or no, you're doing it wrong. And so I just got anxiety. And then I was single and independent for 25 years. And if I'm the only one cooking for myself, like there weren't a lot of standards. So I just, was good enough for me. I ate it, but I had real bad anxiety for cooking for other people. And then about 2.5 years ago, I met my fiance, Blaine, and first
He loves to cook.
he loves to cook, and he has two spice drawers in our kitchen. And I thought, I want to cook for him. Like I want to learn how. And so I just started trying, and then I found that I really like it. And in fact, today we were just talking. We said when we're getting married next year, when we have our registry, our gift registry, I was like, listen, we have a toaster, we have an air fryer. Like, what are we going to register for? And I said, I'll tell you what. We need like chef grade knives. That's a great gift to ask for, right? Because those are a couple
Yeah.
$100 if someone wants to
Well, I
get.
would say chef grade knives, and then this pot right here, I bought this 20 years ago, and it was like $300.
Yeah. What kind of pot? So
And
yeah, we bought new
it
pots and
doesn't matter.
pans.
I mean, what it is it's stainless steel with aluminum core and the temperature fluctuates.
Yeah.
It
So
doesn't have
we
hot spots. You can have a crappy, so like really good quality equipment
pots and pans. Yeah, we
forever.
want to get like even like quality, just even some better utensils and stuff. So a lot of things for our kitchen, I think, is going to be our
That's
registry
funny because you
because
would probably never thought I'm going to get married and want cooking stuff.
no.
That's
And I was
funny.
like, it's pretty much all going to be that. And we would like some new towels, like, because our towels are like 10 years old. And so, towels can, bathroom
Good quality
towels,
ones. Yeah.
bed. Yeah. Like, so, but yeah, so that's kind of the background. And so I've been cooking more. I also subscribed to HelloFresh, which is a food service delivery. Like they just deliver the groceries with the recipe card and then you
Yeah.
follow. And that's really helped teach me how to understand my palate and how to taste things. Like I'm learning a lot from that. So yeah, so this recipe came up because Blaine, my fiance, saw it on TikTok. Somebody just did a quick, like, crock pot recipe. And he says, doesn't that look
Wait
good?
a second. We're doing a TikTok recipe.
And we
This
found
is
it
a
on
first.
TikTok.
I'm disappointed, but I don't know. The
This is
recipe
not a
looks really
personal.
good.
We saw it and I said, that looks too easy.
Yeah.
If that's it, I was
I
like,
mean,
where does
most
the
of the
juice
cooking
come
shows
from?
look
Where
too
does the
easy. They
gravy
edit a
come
lot of
from?
stuff out.
If there's no water added, like, where's the gravy coming from? He's like, I don't know. So I said, well, we're going to have to try this. So he made it first and it was delicious. And we had leftovers and I had a friend that had bronchitis. So I brought him over some and he was like, Tina, what is this? Why is this so good? I said, it's this recipe we found. And so now it's my go-to. And I just had a birthday party up in Lincoln, Illinois last night, and it was like
Wait a
a
second. You came
potluck.
up, you have a go-to potluck dish now?
So this is like my go-to for fall. Now, summer,
Yeah.
you're gonna maybe salads and stuff, but this is a really, really good colder weather recipe where it's just in England we say stodge. Like it's a good stodge meal, meaning it's just something that is heavy on your stomach, but it warms your blood, right? Like in colder weather, it's a good filling nutritious, and it's just so little ingredients that that's also what I love about recipes like this is when you know what's going into the food you're eating and it's very minimal, you're just getting like the nutrition of the basics. There's not a lot of fillers, there's no fancy, you're not having to mix mayonnaise with sriracha and this and that and blah blah and fish sauce. It's literally just so simple. So it's a
I
great
mean,
I love recipes and love sharing things that when I think back to when I first started cooking and my anxiety level, like these are the kind of recipes that are great for people who are just starting out. It's like the big, if I was going to write a cookbook, it would be like the beginner's guide to
I
overcoming cooking
I found a
anxiety.
cookbook at the farmers market from 1962. It's the non-cook cookbook, and I
Hmm.
opened it up and it said, "Get a pound of bologna, cut it into cubes, open a can of macaroni, and that's you start the recipe." And I was like,
I'm not a bologna fan, so that was
I
that
was
that
like,
would turn me off.
Americans, we call anything salad. It's just
Okay.
like it was
Okay.
bologna salad.
All
So,
right. Well,
have you switched and tried out any other ingredients to this, or you just have stuck with?
no, I've stuck with it because it works and it's surprisingly extremely flavorful.
Mhm.
Um, for just as little amount of food that's in there. And again, that's where I'm learning about a palate where like, heat and salt and acid and all these things I'm learning how they pair together. And
Yeah.
that's when you get these reactions on your tongue. I didn't understand that science before. So something about this works. So if it works, don't try and mess with it. Now,
Okay.
anybody that wants to, I think a great thing is you can switch up like the meat, the protein. If you want to do a smoked sausage instead of andouille, I think you could do a smoked sausage that even has cheddar in it. Like you can mix, try that. But as far as like the spices and the vegetables, I mean, everything works well. So
Yeah, like at the farmer's bison, um, let's see, jalapeno pineapple bratwurst. And so I was like, that's so weird. Let me buy one. And then late last night I forgot the smoked sausage for this. So I ran to the store right before they closed. And if I hadn't made it, I was gonna use that.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
yeah. So
So,
all
so
right,
should
the
we get started?
ingredients. Yeah.
So the first thing that's first, and I'm going to show you, I've got here with me a crock pot. So just a regular size crock pot here, just your standard size crock pot. So it's going to be off to the side as I'm chopping and I'll be layering them, but I'll zoom back and show you. So the first is we're going to be potatoes. So first ingredient is you want 3 pounds. I think Yukon Gold potatoes are great. Of course, you can use any kind of potato, but what you really great Yukon are great because they're small, but you want to chop these into like 1 inch to half-inch
Yeah,
quarters or
they're
pieces.
like a
So
smaller,
whatever.
more dense potato.
Yeah,
Let's go
but
over the ingredients real quick. The main ingredients are potato.
so you
Yellow
got three
onion.
pounds of potatoes.
Yep.
You got one onion that we'll chop and smoked sausage and green beans. That's it. The
And
rest
then
is
and then
spice.
there's
That's it.
butter and oil and
Yeah.
spices.
But that's it. The ingredients are simple. 4 ingredients. So I'm
Um,
going to start chopping these potatoes and putting them in the crock pot. No water added to the crock pot. And I just sort of, quarter them like this so that they're in small pieces. And then I just throw them in the crock pot. Out.
green beans too.
Now, did you get Yukon Gold or a different type of potato? Or it looks like you got just russet
Just
potatoes?
okay. Yep. You know more than I do.
I never
It's
thought
just
that would happen.
it was just potatoes we had in the the main kitchen. I didn't actually buy potatoes. I, for some reason, have never been a potato person.
Oh, I love them. And that's so
Like
funny with your Polish ancestry.
it's,
Because,
I think maybe we just ate so much potatoes growing up that, and also, in the U.S. we tend to just we don't really taste the potatoes. We tend to just cover it up with.
oh, not
I
me.
think part of it
Love.
is I just never had good potatoes too.
Oh.
A lot of powdered potatoes.
Mm.
Um,
I make
but
potatoes so many different ways. One of my favorite recipes, and this is, I'll take same thing, Yukon Gold potatoes, and I will cut them into quarters, but more like this, where they're like wedges, right?
yeah.
And I will put them in a bowl with a little bit of olive oil, salt, pepper, and then you know that popcorn butter? I'm gonna grab it.
Oh,
This popcorn butter,
yeah.
I'll sprinkle this on them, and then you can use either fresh sprigs of rosemary or you can use just dried from like the spice rack, dried rosemary. Sprinkle that or sprigs of rosemary, put them on a cookie sheet, and then they're in a bowl with the olive oil. You mix it up, spread them on a cookie sheet, bake them at 425 for about 35 minutes. Oh, they come out fantastic. Halfway
Okay.
through, you want to flip them so they kind of get browned on each side, but oh, they're the most delicious potatoes to go with like a pork dish, a beef dish, any dish really. Even if you make burgers, like hamburgers, it's like homemade fries, but they're just sort of like an elevated fancy potato wedge fry.
Yeah.
But that butter seasoning with the rosemary and it's just delicious.
I've never used the butter seasoning, but I have just like
But it makes sense though, right? It's like, wait a minute, that would be delicious. Sprinkle that
yeah,
on a
I've
potato.
tossed it like in oil and seasonings and then did it, but that just sounds great.
Mm-hmm.
So the green beans, are we doing it like
Nope, I'll get there. That's actually one of the
well,
last
no,
things.
you already did some of yours, so I'm trying to catch up.
Oh, got it. Okay. Yeah. No, because
Um,
I got mine at the farmer's market and they were on the vine. And
yep.
yesterday I was like, okay, that's going to take way too long. And I don't want to lose our
I
audience.
think that's why I absolutely love going um to like Chinese buffet and eating green beans because I
I
know how
love
much
their
work
green beans.
like fresh green beans, I know how much work it is to like, pop these ends off.
Yeah.
And so,
Now, if you don't have fresh green beans, or maybe if they're out of season, like maybe it's January, February, and they're out of season, and so your only option is, frozen or canned. I say stay away from canned.
yep, they'll turn to mush. Yeah.
Yep. But you can do frozen, but when you cook them, instead of boiling them in water, you want to steam them.
So you don't cook the green beans in the pot?
No, you don't put frozen green beans in the pot. No, you want to steam them a
Oh, I
little
guess,
bit.
yeah, because the freezing process actually makes them um that they cook quicker.
Yeah, so you want to steam
Like
them.
it,
And you can now buy frozen green beans that are like in a steamable bag
yeah.
because, but using fresh green beans is what I say is best because I just think anything fresh. I've learned again with cooking, like you can taste, my palate can taste the difference.
I think that's the primary reason I like Thai food is it's
Hmm.
all fresh ingredients and then every dish covers all the tastes. So they'll have umami, they'll have sweet, they'll have savory, they'll have sour, and you'll get the tingle of the spice, but because they've balanced it out with other flavors, your mouth is not on fire.
Hmm. Do you ever watch cooking shows? I know you're not a huge TV person.
Absolutely not. Because the reason I started this cooking show is other cooking shows tend to speed it up too fast,
Hmm.
um, not show the mistakes, and I don't know, always use exotic ingredients. They
Okay.
never try to do simple.
So there's a show I love to watch, and it's a competition show where these chefs go head to head, these two chefs,
Yeah.
and it's a timed challenge. And they'll say, okay, you have to create a dish, and your two ingredients are this. And sometimes it's just like, you know, a pork fillet and eggplant, or what. And so it's I like because you do get to see their
Okay, so it's not like a secret ingredient. They literally
no,
just give them
no,
a couple ingredients and they have to make something.
no, it'll be like here's two ingredients, like,
Yeah.
and sometimes it's like. And then sometimes they're so simple, like milk and eggs, and you're like, oh, okay. But those ingredients have to be the highlight. So make sure they don't get lost in the recipe that when
Yeah.
the judge is blind tasting, that they don't know that egg is one of the main ingredients, right? Like you got to figure out how to highlight those
I
ingredients.
would like something like that because that's common where, I'll go over to a friend's house and they'll be like, and, just go in and try to make something from what's there.
Like they had one ingredient, and this is something too I've learned. Like one of the ingredients was morning glory. And I never even knew that morning glory could be an ingredient in
Yeah.
cooking. And I guess it's like a spinach. When you cook it and put it in a dish, it's similar to the way you would use a spinach. But I actually learn a lot from it's called oh gosh, it's Bobby Flay, and he's got these three chefs that are like professionals that are called his Titans, and then they battle up against other chefs. And they're like
Okay.
famous chefs. They're not like home chefs, but um you just learn a lot.
Well,
I
here's the
just
thing is I think home cooks would do a better job because you're used to just like, I mean, true home cooks are like, let's see what's in the fridge and let's make something instead of
yeah.
let's go to the store, buy all the ingredients for the specific recipe. So, I mean, I think it's
It's more
much,
the technique what I learn. I learned the technique of how they cook the food. Like I never, oh,
yeah,
okay.
I think it's very important to practice, you know, cooking with what we have instead of, oh, I'm missing butter, therefore I'm not going to make this recipe. Um, of course, fresh stuff. Like I will do that. I'll go to the farmer's market. Like here, we needed a little bit of green beans. I bought a lot
Yeah.
because it was on sale. It's perfect season for them. I have
So
no idea
here's
what I'm going to make
my
with it.
potatoes
There you
in
go.
the crock pot. You can
Now,
see that.
question: did you peel them?
Nope.
Okay, because that seems
Nope.
like a common practice in American cooking that we peel
Nope.
potatoes.
I never peeled my potatoes.
And your
So yep. So
reason?
and that's like halfway full
What's your reason to not peel them?
because I like the skin.
Yeah, our family. My mom always said, um, that's where all the nutrition is.
Yeah.
So
So next you're gonna want one onion. I say a white or Vandalia onion. And we don't chop it small. You're really just gonna chop it into quarters.
oh, just literally quarters, not even like rough cut.
Mm-mm. Nope. This is a great meal. I would say for like moms or dads with kids that you just got to make a quick meal.
With the exception of, well, I don't know. It didn't take me too long to do all those green beans, but
So just
um,
like that, or that's it.
okay.
Okay. And then I throw that in. Just
Now a reminder to everybody on my cooking show: this is a food waste elimination. Save that, put it in a freezer bag, make onion soup. The
oh,
skin,
the skin.
unless it's moldy or rotten. Yeah, that's all veggie broth is all the bits. So,
My ring is sliding everywhere.
what's sliding?
My ring.
Oh, a trick for your cutting board is put a washcloth underneath it.
No, yeah, my board's okay. So then,
Because in the commercial kitchen, we have a lot of like stainless steel surfaces, and it slides really easy.
if that reads well, you can see just the onions just thrown on top.
So
And so then next, what I'm gonna do
now do we have to do a particular order for sure?
yeah, I
Okay.
mean, yeah, it's just
Because
the
I would
thing
have probably
about-
put the onions on the bottom, but then they would caramelize more. And
well, we're gonna get to that. So then you're going to, so you've got the potatoes and onion. So now I'm gonna use some olive oil. I'm gonna show you here. It's just, I've got just regular olive oil, okay? And you're gonna just drizzle that on top. Coat it pretty good. Now, in the recipe, it says that you want to use what's the amount of olive oil? 1.5 tablespoons.
okay,
So I just sort of eye it.
you become an iron cook.
Yeah, I have. I know, right?
That's like from the heart, from the heart.
Yep. And then you're going to take, now I do follow with the salt, pepper, and Cajun seasoning. I do follow the recipe on this. So I'm going to use, let's see how much salt. It is 1 teaspoon. So I got my little teaspoon here. So just one, that's a half teaspoon. So I'm going to do 2 of these of just kosher salt. And I'm really careful not to go over on this because there's also salt in the Cajun seasoning. So just, sprinkle kosher salt.
My homemade Cajun seasoning does, but I am very careful with salt because I'm not supposed to eat salt.
I've made some mistakes with salt before.
It's very easy to.
Well, I actually made,
overdo it.
and this was easy, like, right, just a tomato, onion, and cucumber salad. And I accidentally put too much salt, and there was no coming back from that. And it was like a sodium death bowl. It was terrible. And then you're going to want to do just some black pepper, ground black pepper. And you're going to do a 1/2 teaspoon. So just one of these, 1/2 teaspoon black pepper. Sprinkle that on there. I love pepper.
That was the strangest thing for me when I visited Cuba. You're used to restaurants have like a salt and pepper shaker.
Uh-huh.
Cuba, there was no pepper anywhere.
Really?
It's an expensive spice that's exotic to Cuba, right? So
I did not know that.
no, it's of course they had spicy things, but like sauces, but not like what we would call a peppercorn.
Yeah. So next
That's
you're going to do 1.5 teaspoons of Cajun seasoning. Now I like slap your mama. That's
what I'm
yeah,
talking to your mama.
it's actually called slap your mama Cajun seasoning.
It's so good you'll slap your mama.
Mm-hmm. So you do
Right.
1.5
You
teaspoons.
haven't tried mine. I'll have to send you some. But I make a Creole that's sun-dried tomato based. It's so good you could put like a teaspoon in a cup of hot water and have tomato soup or really good soup.
Yeah,
We haven't mixed anything. We're just popping it on top.
just throwing it on top right now. That's little space.
Now I have made a mistake of in the past when I cook stuff in the slow cooker, just throwing the spices on and not mixing it.
Okay.
Thinking, in a normal pot of food, it might like settle in,
Yeah.
but
So
especially when you
next,
don't have moisture.
yep. So next you're going to want to stir this a little bit just to coat everything evenly.
So now you have some onions that make it a lot.
Yeah, so that's what I was saying. Don't worry about that because this part, these vegetables, we're just gonna give it a good mix.
And when I did that, some of those big pieces of onions came apart. So
Yeah, and that's totally fine. That's why I don't bother doing it beforehand because it's like it's all gonna cook down and
I mean, pretty much all the onions you can see now, it's all like smaller pieces because
Mhm.
the layers came apart.
Yeah. So once that's all mixed, the next thing we're gonna do is cut our sausage and start putting it on top.
Now, you said that the only thing you've ever tried is different
With the
types of
andouille,
protein.
I haven't tried this recipe with any other sausage, but the
Okay.
recipe says smoked sausage. I just prefer andouille.
Yeah.
And so, you can do any kind of smoked sausage. And really, you could mix it up with any kind of protein if you really want to.
This is where you could go local and get the ones that aren't cooked yet, because this is going to take a long time to cook. You could put the not cooked in there, but it's not a good practice on slow cookers to put uncooked meat in it, especially if it's still frozen in any way. It's a
Hmm.
usually when you're doing slow cookers, you put
Yeah, so
the
this is fully cooked.
yeah.
So this, yeah.
So I'm a little behind because
You're okay.
I'm doing all the green beans and I got like
Told ya. Yeah, those
way
take a while.
way more. This is a good practice that you sit down and listen to the radio or watch a TV show and
Sit there and snap your beans.
yeah, 'cause- but yeah, that's why I like going to Chinese buffets because when they have the fresh green beans, the fresh green bean stir fry. Oh. If you like potatoes, a friend of mine sent me a picture. I think was it Peru, farmers market in Peru, where there was all these little ladies sitting down in front of the particular potato they grew, and it was like 50 different kinds of potatoes.
Wow.
And so they'd have like a little basket squatting down with a blanket showcasing the particular type of potato they grew. And they're purple, they're blue, they're red, of course. But yeah, we don't tend to think of how many potatoes there are in the world. Someone told me there's like 3,000 varieties.
Same thing with apples, which apples are a superfood.
One of the fast cooks on the show teased me about my knife and had me get one of these Chinese cleavers. So I've been trying to practice becoming better. I saw them like mincing garlic, the big cleaver, and I was like, whoa, and they're just like, just practice.
I use my
Does
kitchen shears a lot too.
this does hold sharp a lot longer than a knife. I don't know why. I think it's just
Now, do you
thicker
have a
bark.
knife sharpener?
Yeah. That, that that being said, at the commercial kitchen, I need to schedule. I have a guy come and sharpen it all. So we're just putting all this.
On top.
Are you got two packages?
Yeah, I had like one, it's like 1.5.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, this is 14 ounces. This one, and so it's a little less than the recipe calls for. I almost bought two packages, but I was close.
I like meat.
Um,
I'm cooking this for a family here in town. Um, Lovely.
Here, Tina, do me a favor. Don't
Mm-hmm.
take it off the knife. Cut it now. Pick it up. No, cut. Do a slice,
Uh-huh.
and then just pick the knife up and do a slice again. Leave it on there.
Oh, and it just kind of falls off.
Yep. It's slightly faster. So
Well, thank you.
now that doesn't work when you're cutting cheese. It's too sticky, which is why I have a cheese cutter.
What's a cheese cutter?
So you get this little device here. You can set how thick you want your slice of cheese, and you just
Uh-huh.
put your cheese. You put your cheese there, and then you go down, and if you want a long, thin slice this way, or you know, but
Okay.
yeah, and it's just a super sharp blade. The main thing is I can make it super thin, thinner than I can cut with a knife, and
Okay.
therefore I'm getting the flavor, but I don't know, dieting slightly with my cheese.
Mm-hmm.
So I make a lot of um, grilled cheese. That's what, but with white corn tortillas. That's what I had for breakfast. So, all right. Now, do you just leave the sausage on the top, or I mix that in also?
On the top. I don't mix it. On the
All
top.
right.
Just leave it.
Good to know. Now, I would say I have a hard time anytime I put onions,
Mm-hmm.
I add garlic. So I'm having a hard time
We're
not.
gonna have garlic powder. There'll be
Yeah.
a little bit of garlic powder.
Okay. And I got into the habit of garlic powder. I buy the roasted garlic.
Okay.
It's I don't know. It
You
gets the
like?
same garlic flavor, but with a lot less. You know, it's it's the cheapest flavor is burning, you know, charring or roasting something, right? It doesn't cost.
Okay.
But yeah, I became addicted to that. So let's see. I don't think I. The hard part is waiting all the time for this.
Well, and we're almost done. And
Oh
then
wait, you're cutting yours in half again.
you don't have to. I'm just doing it because the family that I'm cooking this for are seniors, like in their 90s.
Okay.
And so sometimes like the green beans will be soft
You're
enough.
you're so addicted to using your finger. Look at that.
I'll tell you what, I wasn't. And then what happened is it's my OCD, it fell off onto the counter and I'm like, so I'm trying to keep it contained to making as least amount of a mess as possible because I have
Okay.
so much to get done today after this, which is why this is a great Sunday recipe because then you just put the lid on and walk away and then you could get other things done, take a nap, watch a football game. For me, it's laundry and packing because we're going to be in Chicago next week.
I need to make some of that tea you were talking about earlier.
Oh, it's so good.
Like southern sweet tea, but with mint. I
Mm-hmm.
like
Yep. I just
that.
wipe this down. Wash my hands. I have this soap to wash my hands that smells like tomato vine. And it's
That would, I don't know. I think that might drive me crazy. That
oh, it
I can't
smells
eat
so
my finger.
good. It
All right.
smells so good. All right, put it down my counter here.
So we're putting no water in here at all.
None. But yet, when it's done cooking, there's going to be like a juice and a gravy to it.
Well, I mean, we are putting butter.
Yeah. But the vegetables and stuff, the like with the lid on, it's like the natural juices from the sausage and the vegetables, the onion, everything break down. It's fantastic. So we're back to,
Thing.
so all that sausage is just on top. Okay. So then the next thing is you're going to take soup mix. So,
This is strange for me. Let's see what's in
so
here.
just onion soup mix. Okay, it doesn't have to be name brand or anything, but just one packet. And you're
So
gonna
really, this is dehydrated onion, salt, a
Mhm.
little soy protein, sugar, and then it says whey, and then a bunch
Sprinkle
of
that on top.
preservatives.
Yep.
So I bet I was thinking earlier I had some what was it, French onion dip?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
And then next you're gonna take some garlic powder and just half a teaspoon of garlic powder.
I've made a similar potatoes, and you just um you coat it with the French onion dip. So
Mm-hmm. Yep. So just sprinkle that garlic powder on there. Okay.
oh yeah. But did you put the soup powder already first?
The soup mix, yeah. I put the
Okay.
soup mix and then the garlic powder on top.
Just one packet because it's got two.
Mm-hmm. Just one packet.
Yeah, so in there it's a bunch of dehydrated, mostly if you look inside, it's mostly dehydrated onions.
Mm-hmm. So then you're gonna take your green beans and I'll show you here.
Okay, we didn't mix that at all. You just leave it on the top.
Nope, just leave it on top. So here I've got a pound and a half or pound of green beans. Let's see, it's a 1 pound of, I have fresh green beans. And so I'm gonna just place these on top.
A pound of green beans is actually quite a bit.
Uh-huh. Place those on top.
So it's like they're steaming. They're just sitting on the top.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. So you're not flavoring them at all.
Nope. Mm-mm. They'll absorb the flavor.
Being flavored by steam.
Mm-hmm. So, okay, got my green beans on there. And then the next step is literally just putting that butter.
Oh, we have to melt the butter separate.
Nope. So
Oh,
I just got perfectly chilled butter, which makes it easy to sort of slice. Just gonna slice that into little cubes. Or slices. Okay. And then what you do is just, can you guys see that? Okay, and yeah, you're just gonna just strategically place those on top.
I suppose if you didn't have butter, you could drizzle some oil on the top.
I don't think it would work the same. Butter and oil are very different. And I use
You,
real butter, not margarine.
well, yeah, you
Salted
definitely
butter.
get the flavor with this.
Yeah. So that's it. Wash my hands.
That's a really good camera angle.
Right? I just have
Now
my
you just set up
laptop
the
off.
laptop. Is the laptop's just in front of it? And you just tilt the screen a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So then you literally just put the lid on, set it on high for 4 hours. Or if you're going to do this like during the week and you got to go to work or something, put it on low for 6 to 8 hours. You can't really overcook it too much, but 6 to 8 hours, about 6 to 8 hours on low.
Now your recipe did say you could do this on a stovetop, but that would take forever.
Yeah, so I prefer to do it this way. Now I will share with you. I made this recipe yesterday. for this birthday party. This batch is going to be delivered at 5 o'clock to a family here in town that I like to cook for. They're seniors and their children, adult children, help take care of them, and it's just helpful. Deliver a meal once a week just so that their adult children that are taking care of them can have a break. And so I said, Sunday dinner, I'm making you Sunday dinner. So this is going to slow cook for 4 hours. So it's two,
Now
so
you said 4 hours on hot.
on high. Yeah. So this will be ready for them about 5:30, 6 o'clock. And then I like to serve it with some crusty bread because there is going to be this like juice kind of gravy at the bottom, and it's really delicious to dip that crusty bread in and eat
Where does
with.
that come from besides the butter?
I don't know, but
So
what
it's like
I
the moisture
did,
of the vegetables
I'm
trickles
going to
down and
show
creates a
you.
little bit.
I have
Oh,
one in
you're
the
gonna do the
oven.
Julia Child tricks, huh?
Yep. So I have one in the oven that was made yesterday. So all I had
Oh,
to
you
do.
got the good gloves. I need a new pair of those. Those are
Oh,
so
these are
nice.
great. So
Mine
let me
are
put a
mine are
towel
all
down
crusty.
so I can show you when I bring it here.
Now you have to do the Julia Child voice as you bring it out.
Oh,
It's like a magic trick.
yeah, it's a and you can see how it cooks down, and it's got all these wonderful juices in here. And I will do a little example with the spoon that shows you how those juices really at the bottom, and serving it with bread is fantastic. If I could find a spoon that doesn't have holes in it. I know I have a million of them. Well, let's try this.
Just to find an eating spoon, yeah.
But yeah, and so it's like, can you see the
Oh my
juice?
goodness, that's a lot of moisture.
Right. So it's amazing. And it's like the science of it just from that butter, and then the moisture that comes out of the meat and vegetables will create this kind of juice. And it is absolutely delicious to dip a piece of bread in.
There you go.
And so it just comes out real soft potatoes, soft green beans, the meat's cooked. I mean, it's just absolutely delicious. And so you can see what the finished product will look like in 4 to 8 hours, depending on if you put it on low or if you put it on high.
Yeah, I always want to try to think of other ways to do it, something, and I would maybe make a curry version of this, but
Yeah, the
I
bread
haven't
that I,
tasted it yet. So,
yeah,
like you said, don't mess with the recipe.
right. And the bread that I like to use is I love these take and bake, like French baguettes you can get at the store, because you just throw these in the oven and you can put them in your freezer, and straight from frozen loaf of bread, put it in the oven and bake it for like 8 to 12 minutes if it's frozen. And it is going to come out like a perfectly cooked French baguette from the bakery.
I am so proud of you. You realize like how scared you were to make the grilled cheese sandwich on the show a couple
I
years
know.
ago,
I know.
and I had to ask you probably for 2 years before that to be on the show because I knew
Oh,
you
you
know
were
could
begging me and I wouldn't do it.
articulate
Yeah.
well. But yeah, and I knew you could cook because I've been to a couple of your parties up there. I mean,
Hmm.
I drive 3 hours to go to her parties because she has good food.
So I'm going to try a bite of this. It's very hot, but and then this that I cooked, I'm actually, when we're done with this show, I'm going to go hand deliver this to another family.
Now, have you ever done it just in the oven?
No, but I'm going to try probably this winter. But again, it's like the crock pot works so perfectly.
Well,
Um,
and I mean, you can get crock pots that are also timed that you do it on 4 hours on hot, and then it drops to the holding temperature.
mhm.
And so then you could be gone for 8, 10 hours, and it cooked it at I don't know, like 375 or 400 at high, and then it dropped to
Mm,
like 185.
mm,
Just a good
mhm.
balance. Now the green beans, because they're fresh, they still have a crunch to them.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Nope. You could see they kind of get limp,
No, but I mean
but
they still
perfectly
hold their
cooked.
form. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's not like the church potlucks where they obviously used, I mean, the church dinners where they obviously used the canned green beans that are super mushy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's
So
still held
just
its
gonna
form well.
cover this back up, wrap it in a towel, deliver it to another family, and that's how we
I'm
do
quite
it.
literally trying to think of anything to like change or, and I can't. I mean, it's like,
I say if
um,
it's not broke, don't fix it.
I mean, what you could do is pour that juice out and mix it with a little cornstarch or flour and make like a little bit of gravy and then put it back in for, so you don't have the juices so much. You have like, it's more thick, but that sounds like extra work to me.
Mm-hmm. But yep, it's delicious. So that's my recipe. That's my big fancy meal. And
There you go. Thank you for sharing your go-to bring to people potluck meal, because most people keep that a secret. They're like, this is super hard to make, you
mm-mm,
know.
no, this
And
one
I
is
highly
all
recommend, if you are going to a potluck, make something you've made before.
yes.
This looks
Just
so
never try to make
amazing.
the exotic something.
Yeah.
Just
And make
keep it
something you
simple.
enjoy because sometimes you end up taking a lot of it home, right? So make
Correct.
something you love.
Yeah.
Thank you,
And then when you do
Suzanne.
go to the potluck, bring an empty container because everybody wants you to take some of their food home.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah.
We should do a potluck food swap where everybody comes, you eat, and then everybody takes each other's food home. So you end up with like, 8
Everybody,
different.
yeah, like a swap, like who's making dinner for my family, and everyone has to like swap, like here's your dinner. Yeah, and you have to
Yeah. I've
taste
done
something that
freezer meals like that where you cook a full meal, then you freeze them. But this
mm-hmm.
would be similar fresh. So,
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
right. Thank you so much. I'll
Well,
wrap it
thank
up.
you for
Any
having
final
me.
words?
Just thank you. I hope people that see this, that try it, enjoy it. But again, you want to mix it up, mix it up. This is just like the first base version. And if you try something different, share it with us. Like if you
Mhm.
discover that a different meat was also
Or
particularly
if you have a favorite
popular.
vegetable that you like to steam, you could probably put Brussels sprouts or carrots or other
Yeah, or
vegetables on the top.
asparagus or something. Yeah, but
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
But
So that's it.
so our motto is feeding others is love. This, you have exemplified that in this. So thank you for loving us and everybody by sharing this.
Thank you. Thank you. You guys enjoy the rest of your day.